Hey, twinkle, twinkle, it's your boy Starr Lyfe, TSF Business AGP representative. And listen, today we back with Starr Lyfe Speaks. And we're going to touch on a subject that I touched on with the last video about, the groove and the dancing in Oklahoma City. We're going to talk about, I was a part of that. And we're going to talk about the name that I had. I wasn't Young Starr. I wasn't Starr Lyfe when I danced. I wasn't Little Dion. My name when I danced was Sweet Pea. Yes. Sweet Pea was my name. The girls, hey, Sweet Pea. Even the dudes, what up with the Sweet Pea, cuz? What up, Sweet Pea blood? What up? Sweet Pea was my name. To this day, 25 plus years later, some people that know me way back then still be like, what up, Sweet Pea? Like, it's still sad. But nobody ever knew how I got that name because I never told nobody. Never told nobody. I'm super outgoing and don't care. Now I don't care about nothing. But back then, I wasn't as outgoing. I never told nobody how I got that name. But now that we got content and social media and all this, I'm finna tell. I don't care now. I don't care. Whatever. It's whatever. I don't care. So now you finna know how I got the name Sweet Pea. All right. Boom. So here we go. Remember, like I said, I was new to Oklahoma. I was only here for a couple years and I was still just meeting everybody. So boom, they put me on the dancing group, F&A. Everybody had nicknames. Eric was E.T., Ramon was Spider-Man, Theron was Mr. Nasty. Everybody had, Fred was Smurf. Everybody had nicknames. I didn't have a nickname yet. And at the time, I'm only 16 at this time. I'm still a virgin. Now I'm talking about virgin with everything. I did nothing. No humping, no oral, nothing. Virgin. Everybody else, they was all horse. F&A was horse. Nobody, I could say, I could turf that. Don't know. I keep telling y'all that. We might not have been the best dance group as far as technical dancing and wins and all that, but didn't nobody have more girls than F&A. We had more girls than anybody. I could turf that. You did not have more girls than me, Ramon, Theron, E.T. Stop it. Nobody. But anyway, they were horrors. I was a good guy. They were horrors. I was an angel. They were demons. So, I was the new face. Had the ponytails with the balls. I brung the balls. That's another thing. Everybody know I popped the balls off in Oklahoma City. Lie, say I didn't. Anyway, so I had the ponytails with the balls. I was the new face of the city. So I started getting girls. Who's this new dude? I was Theron's little brother. Anyway, long story short, it's time for me to get a nickname. And we couldn't think of nothing. So that was the main thing, was giving me a nickname. I needed a nickname. So one day, everybody used to kick it at my house, Twin Lakes. That's why we ended up making, like I told in the other videos, that's why we ended up just making 6G Mafia and the West Side Gangsters because my house was the spot, 63rd in MacArthur, Twin Lakes Apartments. My house was the spot because my mama used to work at Deaconess Hospital and she used to work overnight. So everybody used to come to the house. My house was the spot. And that's why we turned it into a baby set. But so one day we at the house and this girl was here. Oh, I want to say her name. But she might be married. Oh, I want to say her name. Oh, I'm not going to do it though. I'm not going to say her name, but if you know, you know. Oh, I'm not gonna say her name is Ebony, but you listen. Look, so boom, we was at the house, and she was trying to do something. And I've never did it before, and I don't know how deep I can get on YouTube, but she wanted to, put the head down there. I never did it before. So I'm like, this is the perfect time to do it, And I used to lie and tell everybody that I did and I wasn't a virgin and all that, but I never did it before. So anyway, so we go to the room and she like, you ready? And all the homies is in the living room. They in the living room, I'm in the room with the girl. And I'm like, yeah, bet. So she did it. I didn't know that if you have to use the number one, if you have to damn, I'm trying to say how I can say it on YouTube. If you got to go to the bathroom, it doesn't go away just because she's doing what she got to do. And yeah, it came out. Yeah, I went to the bathroom in her mouth, and she ran to the bathroom, and I was like, oh shoot. I was so embarrassed. So I ran to the living room, and everybody looking at me what is going on? Remember, we kids. And I'm like, I didn't say nothing. So she came out the bathroom, sat in the living room, and she just looking at me. And I'm just looking down, and everybody like, what is going on? And she was like, your homeboy is nasty. And they was like, what? What'd he do? She said, this mother peed in my mouth. We're kids. Everybody started dying, hit the floor. What? Oh, I'm embarrassed. I'm like, oh. And you know, my homies play too much. They were like, he peed in your mouth? She said, yes. I don't know which one asked her. It was either Ramona or Theron. But somebody said, what it tastes like? She was like, it was nasty. It was all sweet and stuff. And boom, somebody said, oh, that's my little nigga Sweet Pea. I was like, oh, all day they kept calling me Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea, hey, Sweet Pea, Sweet Pea. I'm like, oh my God. That still wasn't my official nickname. That wasn't my nickname. I don't want to be Sweet Pea. So boom, I used to be bad, not bad like a terrorist bad. That was older. That was after dancing when I started fighting and all that stuff. I mean, like, I was fighting and dancing, but I'm talking about like super tripping was after dancing. I used to be bad getting in school telling jokes, and I was a funny kid. So anyway, I had gotten in trouble in school, so I missed when they made the CD for the Face Off. Damn, I'm old. I said CD. I missed when they made the CD. And on the CDs, everybody used to put their names. Yeah, coming up next is Spider-Man. And he got his song. Coming up next is E.T. He got his song. So boom, I missed it when they was making the CD because I was in trouble for something I did at school. These motherfuckers is gonna put, yeah, coming up next, my boy Sweet Pea. I didn't hear it until we got to the Face Off because I knew the routine, but I didn't get, you know, black people, we always do stuff last minute. So we had to make the CD the last minute. So I knew what song I was coming out to freestyle to, but I didn't hear the part. I didn't hear it, they said it until I was on stage. I'm like, all right, here we go, here we go, here we go. Coming up next is Sweet Pea. I said, and by then, you know, I'm already in the middle of the stage, pre-dancing, ponytail swinging girls. Oh, okay, Sweet Pea, go Sweet Pea. I was like, I'm looking at them, they over there dying laughing. I'm like, so I had to just kill it. And that whole show, everybody was like, okay, your name's Sweet Pea, that's what's up. What that mean? For years, I used to tell people two reasons. For either I would say, because I'm a sweet person, or two, I used to be like, oh yeah, I'm the new Sweet Jones, Pimp C. I'm the new Sweet Jones. I'm Sweet Pea though. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sweet player. I'm a sweet pimp. For years I lied, but no, that was for Sweet Pea. She said my urine was sweet. So there you go. I think the cat's out the bag, the dog is out the cage, the goddamn bird is off the tree. I said it. That's where Sweet Pea came from. Shoot. This Starr Lyfe Speaks is gonna be crazy. I got more stories. So boom, that's how I got the name Sweet Pea. Hey, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me a crazy nickname. Y'all got some crazy nicknames? Y'all got a nickname that you didn't get you wanted, it wasn't supposed to be a nickname, and you got it unexpectedly? Comment your nickname. I want to hear some crazy stories about a nickname you got. Other than that, be ready for the next video. This is Starr Lyfe Speak, TSF Business. I'm out Westside 63rd Street. Peace.